a deep dive into the dark origins of Dexter Morgan. It's 1991 and Miami's tropical sun beats down over the city, setting the perfect stage for a thrilling and mysterious journey into the origins of one of television's most notorious anti-heroes, Dexter Morgan. Dexter, Original Sin promises to take us back to the roots of Dexter's bloody path, exploring the twisted psychology and emotional scars that shaped the forensic expert and serial killer we came to know and love. While the first episode of this highly anticipated prequel, and in the beginning, introduced the familiar face of Dexter Morgan, it felt more like a checklist of iconic moments from the original series, leaving fans wondering how this prequel would stand on its own. But as episodes 2 and 3, Kid in a Candy Store and Miami Vice, drop, a much-needed rhythm begins to emerge, and with it, the tantalizing promise that Original Sin could carve out its own unique and compelling narrative. The Dark Beginnings of Dexter Morgan, Episode 2's satisfying rhythm. After the somewhat overloaded premiere, Episode 2 of Dexter, Original Sin finally finds its flow, pulling us deeper into Dexter's formative years as a student-turned-serial killer. The episode begins with Dexter settling into his new life at the Miami Metro Police Department. As he navigates his internship, the show takes a moment to breathe and provide us with a glimpse of Dexter as a young man, still learning the ropes of his twisted moral code, one which would later define his career as a vigilante killer. He's still the same, but there's something almost innocent about his early days, before the weight of his father's guidance, before the bloodlust fully consumes him. One of the most notable aspects of Episode 2 is its commitment to honoring the roots of Dexter's story. While the premiere tried to juggle a lot of exposition and nostalgia, it felt a bit too cluttered. But here, the show pulls back, finding its groove in Dexter's internal battle between his need to kill and the moral compass his father, Harry, has instilled in him. It's the balance that made the original Dexter series so irresistible. Patrick Gibson, who portrays Dexter, brings a fresh yet eerily familiar vibe to the character. His mannerisms and Dexterisms are spot on, evoking the same unease and curiosity that Michael C. Hall brought to the role, but with an added layer of youthful curiosity. The episode also delves into Dexter's first kills, each more personal and visceral than the last. His second victim, after the tragic death of Nurse Mary, marks a turning point. A predatory loan shark, Tony Ferrer, who has been terrorizing the community, becomes Dexter's next target. As Dexter zeroes in on Ferrer, we see the darkness that lurks just beneath the surface of his calm demeanor. The tension builds as Dexter stalks his prey, while Harry's flashbacks show the growing concern over his own choices and the path he's leading his adopted son down. The way the show captures the gritty, neon-lit feel of early 90s Miami is nothing short of masterful. It's clear that the creators are paying homage to the original Dexter, with subtle nods to the series' iconic moments, including the famous donut offerings Dexter shares with his colleagues at Miami Metro. This small, seemingly insignificant gesture is one of the show's brilliant Easter eggs that deepens our connection to the Dexter we know and love. In episodes 2 and 3, the side characters who initially felt like pale imitations of the original series, especially characters like Batista and Mauka, begin to develop their own identities, becoming more than just echoes of the past. The return of classic Dexter, Episode 3's thrills and tension. By Episode 3, Dexter, Original Sin kicks into high gear. The episode opens with Dexter finally making his move on Tony Ferrer. Undercover and ever calculated, Dexter sets the stage for his first signature kill of the series. This moment is a triumph, as it evokes the classic Dexter formula that we've all come to love: the calm, methodical approach to the hunt, followed by the brutal, yet satisfying kill. Dexter's meticulous planning and ability to blend into the shadows bring a sense of old-school suspense back to the show, a quality that was sorely missing in Dexter, New Blood, where Dexter was forced to survive in the frigid and unfamiliar landscape of upstate New York. Here, in the sultry heat of Miami, we see Dexter at his most comfortable, his darkest urges fully awakened. But it's not just Dexter's hunt for Ferrer that makes Episode 3 so engaging. It's the unraveling of Harry's backstory and the growing complexity of Dexter's internal struggle. In these flashbacks, we see a younger Harry Morgan, the man who gave Dexter the tools to navigate his dark urges. But as we dig deeper into Harry's past, we realize that his actions, while meant to protect Dexter, may have been more morally ambiguous than we first imagined. The tension between father and son builds in a way that promises to make this series much more than a mere prequel. Harry's actions are starting to come into question, and it's clear that the path he has set Dexter on may not be as righteous as it seemed. As the Ferrer storyline intensifies, the show begins to sprinkle in a new overarching mystery. A masked man has been kidnapping and maiming children in the city, an eerie precursor to the twisted and chaotic life Dexter will eventually lead. This dark, looming subplot adds an extra layer of intrigue to the series, promising that Dexter's journey from innocent intern to ruthless killer will not be a simple one. As Dexter's next target looms on the horizon, we're left wondering what it will take for him to fully embrace his monstrous side. The promise of what's to come, intrigue and nostalgia. Dexter, Original Sin has already exceeded expectations, finding its voice in a way that feels both fresh and nostalgic. The show's ability to balance the development of new characters with the familiar beats of Dexter's life, while introducing subtle but impactful twists, has elevated it to something truly special. As the series moves forward, there are hints of even darker developments, particularly regarding Dexter's biological mother and father. The mysterious Laura Moser, Dexter's mother, is slowly but surely becoming a key player in the story, with her fate tied to a gruesome shipping container scene that's sure to be one of the show's most shocking moments yet. For now, though, the show's ability to recapture the suspense, tension, and moral ambiguity that made the original Dexter such a hit is undeniable. With each passing episode, Dexter, Original Sin continues to answer the questions we had going in. Can Patrick Gibson pull off Dexter? Can this prequel capture the essence of the original show? And the answer is a resounding yes. Dexter, Original Sin is quickly becoming the gripping, dark, and thrilling series we've all been waiting for, a true return to the twisted world of Dexter Morgan, just as dangerous, complex, and irresistible as before. As we await more episodes, we're left on the edge of our seats, wondering how far Dexter will go, and how much of his humanity will remain intact as he continues his descent into darkness.